All right, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to quickly encourage some of you guys as I was learning something that the Lord was teaching me through some circumstances in my life. I was reminded that a lot of you guys, a lot of Christians, quite frankly, in the world, we are going through some of the same things. And that is that we are being bombarded with distractions. Oftentimes, we are the distraction to somebody else, and we are not moving forward and we're not fixating on what God has called us to do. And in Chicago, we have this term called a gaper's delay, and other people, they call it rubbernecking. But basically, when you're driving, you see an accident, you see something that grabs your attention. And instead of driving forward, what we end up doing is we end up looking and staring at something for an extended amount of time unnecessarily to that accident, that curbside situation, or whatever it is that's catching our attention. And what that does is that it not only causes you to be more prone to an accident or some kind of a traffic issue, but it also makes you slow down such that you extend your travel time, but not only your travel time, but other people around you. So the people that are behind you, they're gonna go through the same flow of slowing down. As you're looking, other people are gonna look at you and say, oh man, what is this guy looking at? What is and it's not even just driving. It could be like on a sidewalk. It could be, with a group of friends. It could be anything for which you're moving, you're going forward, but because something is taking your attention away and it's making you gaze at something unnecessarily that doesn't have much to do with you. It doesn't really make the best use of your time. It's not gonna, if anything, it just satisfies your curiosity, but it's taking your attention, your time, your energy away from what needs to be done at hand, which is for you to move forward and for you to get to where God wants you to go. And so because of this, an analogy in some sense, it applies to many other things, whether it's a relationship that you're chasing that you think is your future wife or your future husband, if it's a job that you think you're supposed to have or a calling you're supposed to have, but really God has you going down to some other school, to some other job, to some other area, whether it's a open door or a ministry opportunity, a new city that you have to move to, the way that you should spend your money, the way that you should spend your time, and quite frankly, anything that God has given you a stewardship over for you to be able to fixate and look at it with an intensity, with the focus, with the tenacity that you should be devoting your time to. But instead, because you see something shiny over here, you see another possibility over here, without praying about it, without taking that seriously to the Lord, because it looks good, it looks so appealing to you, you end up deviating off course to look at that, and then end up going in this cycle, wasting time. And not only, just like in the traffic situation with rubbernecking, gaper's delay, whatever it is, you end up causing the people around you to be hurt. You end up allowing the people that are in the path before you or after you to be slowing down as well. And so there is a reverberating consequence to whenever you move off course. You saw that with the Israelites, 40 years in the desert. You saw that with many people that had a life that only if you had listened to the Lord and surrendered yourself and said, man, every single day, I just need to fixate on Him, and I need to fixate on what God has for me at hand and keep moving forward, not being distracted by any of these other things for which, for many people, it's not healthy and good for you. It's not good to be going out with all these girls and all these different opportunities and jobs and money, making opportunity, whatever it is that God has in your life that you have to fixate on. But because time and time again, that addiction, that appeal, your flesh, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings overwhelm you, you end up moving, looking left, looking right, and then wasting time. And so many of us were in that stage in all realms of life, in social media, in information, in health, in schools, in your workplace, with the way you spend your time with friends and family, acquaintances, everybody outside of these circles that you have. And whatever it is, what you have to do, but you have to stop being distracted by all these different things. And for many people, you're actually distracting other people from doing your work, and you're throwing things off, and you're doing things unnecessarily to cause a chaotic emotional scene when you don't have to do that. You don't have to distract the people that have a job to do from them doing their job. silly example, but the other day, something went viral. Some Yankees fans, basically in a baseball game, threw a bunch of garbage at some of the Cleveland outfielders. And it just made a commotion that was unnecessary, making the Cleveland outfielders, many of the people there screaming, yelling back and forth at each other. If you're a fan, you stick to your seat and you don't have to make that commotion. If you are somebody in your career, your calling, your ministry, as a whatever position you have, you don't have to unnecessarily stoke distraction and make people look at you and fixate off of what they have to do and their work, their job, whether they have to catch balls, be an outfielder, whatever it is that they have. Allow them to do their work, do their job, and for you to be able to do your job as well. Otherwise, it's going to make everybody delayed. The traffic for miles and miles and miles will be that much longer, and it's going to slow down everybody else. And it's going to affect you, most importantly, because you're being taken away from what God has for you. So just wanted to encourage you guys to keep moving forward. Don't look left, don't look right, but focus on what God has for you. You have to fixate and be attentive to this moment, because we're in a time now for which there's so much distraction and so many people that are distracting other people. That's why you have divisions. That's why you have people arguing about stuff unnecessarily and just picking apart things. So many things going on that's not necessary. And if people just fixate on what God has for them, a lot of this can be fixed. So God bless you guys. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.